Sunday morning, coming to you live, raw, uncut, unedited from Glendale. The sun is shining. My heater's not working. I feel like I talked about that last week. Vartan's coming out. I texted Vartan. No call, no show.
I don't love to hear about your domestic issues, and I don't think anyone does, but luckily I dressed appropriately for the climate. But it's going to hit 70 today is what I'm
70
seeing.
fucking two,
on
baby.
the app that I paid $5 for to tell me the weather. That's, I would say, less accurate than the free app.
Dark sky?
Dark sky. It looks better.
Shout out to my mom. She loves dark sky. She's been like rocking dark sky for like 12 years. Probably.
Karen knows. I mean, I've been rocking it for a minute. I don't remember where I found it, but at one point it was considered to be more accurate. But I think Apple's advancements in technology have led them to be neck and neck with the dark sky family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is how those big corporate companies, they just swallow up the little guy.
I tell you what, man, I'm sick and tired of it.
I'm ready to be acquired, though. If Salesforce wants to buy How Long Gone.
Damn, we need to get... Can you imagine if you were able to rock the Salesforce How Long Gone vest, collaborative vest?
I've always been so pissed off by Salesforce.
I mean, I don't really know what they do.
That's the main reason why I'm pissed off.
And that's the beauty of it, is that it's truly like a giant conglomerate that you see a building with the name on the side of it, but no one really knows.
Like, this is the sale. Oh, like I've been in San Francisco and like the streets are shut down, traffic is being diverted, helicopter, it's like, what's going on here? Like, is the Super Bowl happening tonight?
Salesforce conference?
No, it's just a Salesforce June-July conference.
I don't know.
The whole city shuts down, and people, if you work at Salesforce, it's like, oh yeah, my job is I work at a company that like does like system integration for employee network configuration systems.
Yeah, it definitely has worked.
And you walk around like you fucking have a 12-inch dick, and you're like LeBron James style, like, yeah, bitch, I work at Salesforce.
That's because I think the checks be hitting like a 12-inch dick. That's why I think it's big money. It might be some loose consulting, like we think of consulting as one thing, but then there's the real consulting.
Our version of consulting is a little different.
Well, when you get out of college and you're like 25 and they're going to pay you $150,000 to go to Dallas Monday through Thursday, and you stay at a hotel and consult with some big company for 6 months, and you make a fortune. That is consulting, like McKinsey style consulting. We're not doing that. Salesforce, I believe it is integrated solutions.
Oh, thank you. No, they do CRM, customer relationship management.
Okay, but that means they've...
Do you know what that means, Chris?
I believe I know what that means, but I don't know if does that mean they're not actually managing the customers themselves? They're providing you software and solutions to manage your customers.
Exactly. So you would hire, if you're like, if the How Long Gone /shop page takes off and we can't manage it ourselves,
we'll need to
we're going to have to consult with Salesforce, and they'll have a lot of IT solutions.
The sad truth
to keep our customers happy.
The sad truth about this whole bit is that there's definitely people that work at Salesforce listening to this podcast right now.
Yeah.
And they're going to reach out to us and tell us what they do, and hopefully offer their services for a discounted rate.
I mean, I know that's the problem with these companies. It's like everyone knows what they do, but then you're like, well, let me explain exactly what we do. And everyone's like, no,
I'm good.
I'm good.
Let's keep it vague.
I don't care. It's like you do something. It's like a trade. It's like, what do you guys do? They could be the most boring. Like, we make the CR transistor on the Q3 motherboard, and that's how I bought this $3 million house. And they're like, that's crazy, man. Like, all right, I don't know what you just said, but
that's lit.
Good for you. And then if you're like, oh, we produce CRM systems for startups and also larger companies for their IT tech solutions, you're like, I just want to go home,
bro. Like, move on. Shut up,
like,
bro.
If like that's a first date vibe, like I'm definitely gonna go to the bathroom and I'm definitely crawling out the window. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, my friend just called me something really bad. She's in the hospital. I'm gonna I have to go.
But also, like, if you're a human being, you got one life to live, and you're gonna spend it devoting it. Even if you do make a great $390,000 a year salary, benefits, all the fucking tote bags,
bro. It's like
your life is devoted to something so fucking gay.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can buy the Osprey Salesforce backpack anywhere. I think you have to. It has to be given to you.
The guys that make our hats will definitely do
Much
that.
like the Rockefeller chain, you can only get it from one place. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that there was an embargo placed on the Rockefeller chain. Because I've seen them at the Glendale Galleria kiosk.
I know that.
Are you saying that could be a reproduction?
I'm saying it could be an unauthorized reproduction, and if it's not from Washed...
I'm glad I'm sitting down because I feel ill.
If it's not from Washed Hove himself, it's going to turn your neck green. And no one wants that.
Right now, Fabulous is listening. He's like, damn, my chain's green, though.
You saw that picture of Fabulous wearing all green. It kind of tracks. He's wearing the green fur with the green Timberlands and the green fitted, or the green hat.
I was watching some terrible fucking Explore page video. I forgot. It was like a podcast. It was like parallel to the Rory and Mal universe. I think you've mentioned their names too many times, but there was like some low-level TDE member...
Not TDE. We don't ride with TDE.
We know that you don't ride with TDE.
You don't ride with... Who do you ride with?
I don't like TDE. I mean, I like as a member of the West Coast familia, I have to show love.
Because they know that your gang, it's like... There's a respect. That's what it is. It's a West Coast respect.
Yeah.
When you see SZA, you double kiss. Mm-hmm. When you see Kendrick at the swap meet, you dap up. Is that
I'm happier to do a double kiss with SZA than do a
Kendrick made you a pair of those the ugliest shoes ever, the Cortez he made, and sent them to you at 17, but you put them on Grailed.
Come on, dude. I got a check for that. So did Emily Oberg. Don't come for that activation.
That might be the ugliest celebrity collaboration I've ever seen.
No, it gets
those are one of the worst shoes I've ever seen.
They were like Cortez's, right?
Yeah, but they were weird. Like he they made him like a jail.
Cortez is already weird.
I actually think a Cortez, I think some people can pull it off. I cannot, but I think like a white one with a red swoosh, I think some people can pull that off. Mm-hmm. The black ones,
none of them are white.
You look like
none of the people are white.
No,
white people should not be allowed to wear a Cortez.
I agree 100%. Timberlands, Cortez.
If you're listening, Whitney Port, I'm talking to you.
I'm saying I would even say white people should. I don't know anything about
easy.
I don't know anything about Jordans. But there's probably some numbers that white people shouldn't wear.
There's certain years of Jordans.
Like Jordan
that
11s.
Hands off.
No.
Feet's off.
Whatever Billie Eilish collaborated on, we can wear those. That's the one we get.
Billie ones are kind of fire.
Billie ones look like a car. Billie ones look like a Tesla.
Shoe look like a car. That's sick. Yeah, there should be like...
Shoe look like a car. That's sick.
Once. There's been many shoes that look like car.
Those funny Kobe shoes, like the Kobe Adidas ones.
They got the spinners.
There's
the Spreewells. There's the fucking, I don't know. I'm just naming. Rondo, he's a basketball player.
But TDE,
But what I'm saying, we'll come back to TDE. We have a few more threads on this yarn. Once the vaccine microchip is fully in my bloodstream.
Yeah.
Every podcaster should get that, by the way, the vaccination. Once that vaccination
there's only one way to protect yourself against the COVID-19 disease.
Virus.
And that is a vaccination. And let's not forget to get boosted.
I'm vaxxed and boosted.
And also mask up for safety.
Okay. So obviously once I got when you get the first vax, the first part of the microchip goes into your bloodstream. It doesn't just turn on like that.
It takes a few days to get in there.
And then the booster, that sort of unlocks the potential. You need a positive and a negative to close the circuit. Once that's finally kicking, then we're in the social, what is the Chinese government has a tab on everyone, their social credit score or whatever. Mm-hmm. Once you're in the system and the microchip in the CIA knows that your foot is of Caucasian descent,
see.
Nike will work with the CIA.
They already are.
Obviously, they're already a wing of the CIA, and we support you and we salute you, brothers.
We stand with the CIA and Nike. We got to keep these shoes off white people's feet.
And that's why I wear New Balance, the official shoe of the IRS. We love you guys.
Shout out to the IRS. Anything you need from us, you know how to find us. Just text me. Mm-hmm. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you're listening.
Just contact my representative in the Dominican Republic. I also have my business manager in Montana can sort anything out too.
You just get in touch directly with us. So you're saying that...
So I'm saying that Nike will know that, and if a white foot is detected on certain models of Air Jordan shoes, You might get an
White
alarm.
foot detected.
Yeah, white foot detected, and it'll be if you put the white foot into the Jordan so many times, say half a dozen times, beep. It's like when you try to do too many passwords on the website.
It locks.
You get locked out for a while, and the laces, and then
So
nobody's wearing them. Not even a POC foot can go into it. And they're like, thanks a lot,
They've
cracker.
been tainted. I mean, they've been tainted. I think so that's utilizing Nike's self-lacing technology they premiered with your boy Kid Cudi in the fucking Back to
They
the
all
Future
wanted
shoe.
us to believe that it was like a futuristic kind of, wouldn't it be cool? And then I was like, it's not that cool. But then they showed like handicapped people, disabled people who are able to now put their foot into the shoe and it laces up. I'm like, that's good. But this is all part of a bigger plan.
Yeah, I got in trouble. I remember they were not that shoe, but a different shoe. They made a shoe for like disabled athletes, and I was like, this is the ugliest shoe I've ever seen. And then somebody was like, they made this for disabled athletes. And I'm like, still the ugliest shoe I've ever seen. I mean, they got to do better. Like, that's disrespectful to the disabled athletes. They shouldn't have to wear whack ass shoes because they're disabled.
Unless the disability is blindness, they should still have some
If
flavor.
you're participating in the Olympics or any level in that level of sporting, I don't care what's going on.
If you're representing your country,
you need to look fly.
Yeah,
looking fly is half the battle.
Damn,
when you walked in here to podcast say with your blue sweatpants, your vest, and your new Uncle Paulie snapback, you said looking fly is half the battle.
I saw the assignment on a weekend, and I read it, and I passed the assignment.
You passed the assignment, and I'm the only one that can do that for you.
A-.
Yeah. I'll give you A-.
Shout out to Uncle Paulie for blessing me with 5 flavors of the Uncle Paulie hat. I feel like not even Pete Davidson has this much.
I'm trying to convince Jason to let me take a Pete Davidson style paparazzi photo of him to do a side by side.
Okay. We can do this. We just need to rent a car because neither of us own Pete Davidson type cars. What kind of car do you think Pete Davidson has?
Whatever Kim lets him drive.
Okay.
He doesn't have a car. He lives in Staten Island.
So that makes it even harder because that is really a car.
We ain't got the Wraith.
And then the only other accessory I'm going to need, some ugly New Balances, like the ones that like just came out.
You need some really ugly sweatpants, like some wild. They got like stuff on them.
So there's 2 more accessories. Yeah. Got to have stuff on them.
Yeah.
I need to be holding 2 packs of Blue American Spirits.
That's no problem.
The official cigarette of people who cheat on their partner. And then I just need some cocaine, so my eyes will be looking like fucking 2 raccoon eyes when I'm leaving Matsuisa.
This is all easy stuff.
I know. This is 10 minutes and I'm done. I go to the Real. Shouts to the Real.
We're gonna do a side by side.
Get a Balenci puffer
of you and Pete. Well, I think
I don't know. Mad Happy.
Yeah, he definitely will rock a Mad Happy though. But I wonder if Uncle Paulie. I bet he saw a nice spike in hat sales. Not that the hats are fucking moving, but I wonder if he saw a nice spike after the Pete effect.
Had to have.
If he had, remember when we had Jerry on the podcast and Jerry's like, yeah, bro, I don't know. Kim wore the sci-fi fantasy hat. We didn't have any. I'm like, bro, what about a pre-order? He's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Dude, I miss Jerry Sue. That was one of those podcast interviews. Shout outs to Nate for hooking that up. But I was like, Jerry Sue said he would do this podcast. Okay. And he was like, you guys want to talk to me? It was just it was 3 different people being like, you want to talk to me? I guess. Like, you want me to talk to you? Yeah. And like, so man, that has been crazy. Your hat was worn by the most famous person in planet Earth. Of the 8 billion people in this world, the most famous person is wearing your hat of your little company that you started in your little kitchen somewhere. That's got to be a great feeling. Think of the sales bump you got from that. He's like, we didn't have it.
It's classic skater behavior, and I loved it. It's so much cooler to not have the hats and be like, I don't know.
If he would have used Salesforce, this wouldn't have happened.
Exactly. Thanks, shout out to our friend. Okay, so
because I'll call my representative at Salesforce, whatever. What is the name of an employee at Salesforce?
Well, I use ADP for all of my like payroll and like taxes and 401k, and it feels like a pyramid scheme. But there's always like a representative who's kind of like a chick who like single mom. Yeah. Big single mom vibe. Definitely still like goes out a little bit too much.
Okay.
Lives in a new apartment that's like nice, but like the wind could blow it over in like Long Island City. And it's just, that's the same. I think Salesforce is a step up from ADP as far as the talent they're acquiring.
For sure.
But it's not that different.
Salesforce would be like, hey, all we got to do, it's in stock now. Just go to your website, click the button that says it's in stock. And then the next day, you're like, "Oh, I just made $67,000.
Thank you to.
I guess I better go make more hats from my hat making company."
Thank you to Red from 777 Distribution for making sure our store is always stocked.
Oh, we're stocked.
We don't need Salesforce. We don't need these losers.
Bitch, I am Salesforce.
Bitch. So speaking of skaters, though, I noticed a weird trend yesterday when we were driving down to the Orange Curtain.
Oh, or Orange County. You went to Orange County yesterday.
Oh, baby, I let it. I needed it. It was. The way that
the chicken went back to the nest.
The way that people do like a polar dip on New Year's Day and they feel renewed. That's how I feel once I hit the 405 and just get going.
Okay, this rattler has shed its old scales.
Once you're cruising Newport, nothing matters anymore.
Okay. Yeah. You want to talk about smooth brain,
bro? So anyway, but what I noticed on the way down there, and this feels like the most Southern Cali shit of all time, is like. This is a very popular thing out here, like the truck with like all the shit on it, all like the accessories, like you're going to like live in the woods.
Right.
Like you're a survivalist.
You got flashlights, sledgehammer,
but
gas
like
cans,
it's like
water
built up
cans.
and like got all like the bed's got like a rack in it and the whole thing. I saw 3 of those on the highway on the way to Orange County, skate stickers. So I'm thinking, I didn't know there was this crossover between like Toy Machine and survivalist racist. But I think this is a new thing. I think this is like an Orange County archetype.
Yeah, well, I think that the owning a truck does not make you racist.
Not a Nissan. I agree. I
wasn't talking about me, but I'm just saying.
No,
when you are a truck owner, you can't just assume that people don't think you're a racist. You have to be proactive by showing clearly to other people that you're not a racist.
That's why you fly that big gay flag in the back on the back of the Nissan.
That's right, brother.
It's smart. It's smart. That actually is really.
That's why I have Che Diaz 2024 bumper sticker on my shit.
I hit Zazzle and Cup the Che Diaz 2024 bumper
to let
sticker.
these people still in the dark know exactly where I'm coming from.
But it was funny because it was literally like.
But I know people who have these trucks like this, and I guess you can be a survivalist without being a racist, and I think it's also like over quarantine, all these truck and car manufacturers switch their advertising to like the only thing that we can do, the only place we can drive and be is the outdoors.
Yeah, you're right.
So then there is this huge marketing push for like, let's drive our Subaru or Volvo to the woods.
I just don't. When I see these kind of trucks, I'm like, bro, what do you really do for a living? Like, what do you have that? Like, if you do construction, like, of course you need all this shit. It totally makes sense. But I feel like it's a lot for the look. I think it's like an aesthetic.
I think it's for the look and it's for the feeling. It's like childhood, like weird repressed things of like me feel safe and powerful in big truck. I drive it all by myself.
Because having a Subaru just means you're a lesbian that voted for Bernie. So that doesn't have quite the same. I also saw yesterday a Corvette.
In that Subaru,
I saw a Corvette with a sticker that says Bernie beats Trump. And I'm like, but that's not what happened. I don't understand why do you have that sticker on your car?
It's a weird tense for that sentence.
It's really weird. But anyway, I think that crossover. I've never met one of these people that drives the.
But also, how do you skate in the woods? It's just dirt and rocks.
I know.
Unless you got the off road with the little mini monster truck tires.
You build your own. You build a little quarter pipe in the woods.
Yeah, you gotta load all that plywood
you can
up.
Go out there, the ball and chains at home. You can smoke weed with the fellas. Bring the Yeti out because obviously they have a Yeti installed in the back of the truck. But this kind of guy, it's a very Orange County. Like, obviously the skate version, but we were looking at people when we were down there, and it's like this kind of guy. Like, we saw these 2 people with like these insanely beautiful children, like super good looking, blonde hair, blue eye, like husband is good looking, wife is hot, like dressed terribly. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And then I always remember they're Christian. Like, I forget that's like because in the South, people just aren't that good looking.
Sure.
So you see the same kind of thing, but
on
it's
account
like,
of the inbreeding and whatnot.
Yeah, you don't really notice it. But when you see this, I'm like, damn, these look like fucking Mormon runaways. Everybody's so hot, and they're ordering matcha lattes, and they like kind of know what's up. But then he's still wearing like all the clothes are like a little off. Like the wife is hot, but she's wearing like one of those awful jumpsuits. You know what I mean?
You see a badass bitch, but she got some no bull shoes on.
Yeah,
Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, that's the vibe.
How does that happen?
So that's the vibe. And I'm like, I forget that these people are religious, and that's what that is like. That's why they
factor.
have 15 kids. That's you know, and that's like what it is. You know?
Yeah. Well, when you're in Orange County or any like boring suburban place that's completely void of culture, you have to have these hobbies like church, or I'm going to dump like $95,000 into this Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah.
And the thing that I don't like about it is you have these badass toys for badass boys, but they are cleaner than any Rolls Royce I see driving around Glendale.
Oh, this shit is detailed, baby.
That's the problem. It's like, I know people that have like, I'm going to get this old like 4Runner from 86. I'm going to put some Baja tires on it. I'm going to dump $7,000 into it, and it's going to be a fucking Baja monster. It ain't going to look sweet. It ain't going to look pretty, but that thing ain't getting stuck in the mud, bitch. Come fuck with me. But then you got these like, I got a 2022 Wrangler, and it has a shovel.
Love the shovel.
The shovel, it's like got a 2-foot long aluminum shovel.
I like the underwater. I like the thing that looks like you can breathe underwater.
Yeah, it has the exhaust that goes up in front of the windshield just in case you're submerged 10 feet underwater.
Fjording a river? Like, what do we...
You got the tow winch and all this shit. But this shit, I could eat my dinner off it. It's so fucking clean.
Well, there's two cars that we've been tricked into thinking are nice, and I've said the Wrangler before.
Yeah.
The new 4Runner, that's white people bait. Oh, I tricked it out. It's going to cost $80,000. You know, you could get an actual nice car for $80,000.
I think the 4Runner, yeah, the problem is...
They're everywhere.
Because when I was a youngster, you would be like, all right, here's the Toyota pickup truck, or, you know, it's a Tacoma. It costs this much. And then the 4Runner, it costs twice as much.
Yeah.
And now a Toyota Tacoma costs less than a 4Runner.
4Runner, a vintage one is cool, but these new ones, I see them all over the place. People get them in that ugly clay color or like a green with black, and they kit them all out. But it's it's just a certain kind of guy. It's like the new Bronco. The certain kind of guy that's like, and all this stuff, none of it looks bad necessarily.
It doesn't look bad, but there's something about it where it's like, you didn't work hard enough with whatever it is that you're doing.
Let me just say it. Let's just say it. Car's got to be German, baby. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's German.
No. I think
German engineer them. You know what I mean?
I think the problem is
I love this country. I don't want to get it twisted. You know, I love this country.
No, Germans rule.
But I ain't buying a Toyota. Ain't no way.
Toyotas are a great car. The most reliable car on the market.
I don't want reliable. I don't give a fuck about that. I want comfortable and good, cool looking. And it always works.
Good, cool looking.
GUD looking. You know what I mean? The way a German... But I just don't understand spending... I guess it's like it's like an aesthetic difference where it's like you think $80,000 and tricking out a 4Runner looks better than like a Mercedes-Benz SUV or a BMW SUV or even like a Volvo SUV.
I think it might be less of looks better and more of is... signaling.
Yeah, you're identifying with your people.
They're signaling.
I'm identifying with people who are like fake have money, and they're identifying with people who are a little more salt of the earth.
To me, what it is it's just like Skechers shoes, for example. Like Skechers have been like a laughing stock of footwear forever.
Sure.
Now they're the number 2 shoe manufacturer in the world.
See them all the time. I see different kinds of people wearing them.
And they just they're a company that just makes shoes that look kind of like other popular styles. You can get a Skechers Easy, a Skechers Hoka, a Skechers, whatever you want. And they're just identifying like a lot of people want this shoe. A lot of people want this car. They're like, all right, this vintage Bronco is sick. But, you know, it costs $60,000 to get a new one or to get like a perfect one, whatever it might be. And there's only 10 of them. It's hard to get. So they'll do something that's close enough, but it's way cheaper and it's mass.
It reminds me, it's
purchase.
like when I got LASIK. You know what I mean? Everything's a little blurry. I'm like, oh, are those Yeezys? And it's like, no, those are Skechers. Those are the Skechers 340.
There's just so many people out there where like you and I were very particular with our things. And it's like, we know that like a Le Creuset pot, like a nice Kamala Harris Le Creuset pot. There's 20 different brands. If you go on Amazon, there's 20 different Le Creusets that cost a little bit less. To the untrained eye, to 99.9% of people, they won't know the difference. And that's fine for 99% of the people. The same thing with a Wrangler or this new Bronco or whatever.
The big pot has been disrupted by all these fucking startups with nice, colorful pots. And I'm just like,
But
I look at that stuff, not that I ever buy any of it or need any of it, but I'm like, this isn't that much. Like, it's cheaper, marginally cheaper, but like, how do you not know that like one is like a 200-year-old company that's the one, and then this is garbage? Like, I just don't. It's crazy to me that people don't like take one extra step, click on it, and be like, oh, this is like the one. This is like the famous one. Like, I realize I've been seeing this for 100 years, and that's why I'm attracted to this.
Most people are just not as discerning.
No, of course, and that's better for us. I don't get me wrong, but I just think that the internet has given
lonely
us,
at the top.
But the internet gives us so much information. So to choose not to use it, to have the product that's better, if it's a marginal price difference, is something I just don't.
So many people do not want to take the time to find the information.
No, of course, but then there's also like the contrarians, like a Samsung user. You know what I mean? Who's like, well, it's actually better. If you really look at it, it's like actually better.
It is,
and it's like, yeah, but it's whack to be seen with that, bro. Like, if I had
a Samsung, what?
But you don't
refrigerator? I mean, like a Samsung versus Sub-Zero.
No, I'm just saying, like, if I pull out, like, I got real friends that check up on me. If I had a Samsung, they'd be like, yo, are you good? Like, unless they were like, Chris did $100,000 SpawnCon deal with Samsung, they would not be okay with me. You would be like, Chris, we can't. That's bad for the brand.
Right.
You can't be seen with that. You can't use Google Pixel
We can go to horses, but leave it in the pocket.
Yeah, you can't. You just can't do that. You know what I mean? And I
Denim Tier sees that. Social suicide.
I'm not getting dapped up. You know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy. Texts come in green, money stops coming in green. You know what I mean?
I think maybe, something like a phone that we bring out into the world with us every day.
But a car is that.
It's so much. Yeah, a car is that. That's true.
In LA, a car is that. But
that's
what I think about cars more than I've ever thought about cars in my entire life. It's crazy. It happens so fast. It really is. It's like, it's such a, I never understood it before, and I still obviously think it's silly, but it really is like, it's
as important as the way you decorate your home.
Yeah, but we went to Orange County because there's a legendary store there called Amarie's that's on the Newport. You can pull the boat up to shop.
R&B's Armari?
No. It's a family owned. It's basically like what I would consider the
couldn't be further from R&B.
Yeah, West Coast version of like Hirschleifers. Which is the legendary Lion store that I wrote about a while ago.
I think How Long Gone fans might recognize you. You've spoke about this store before on a previous episode.
Yeah. But I went and
pull the Chris Craft up. They already have the racks of row waiting
but I didn't
for
really
you.
shop because like Al wanted to go, and it's like obviously it's a different experience. But what they have at this store is like insane. It's like they have like basically only the best brands in the world, and it's this weird store in Orange County. Family owned, but I was talking to somebody yesterday, a friend who's like, oh bro, it's a different world. Like, women fly in private to the Orange County airport, go there, spend $50,000, fly back.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's just curated so perfectly.
It's the row, it's Jill Sander, it's like.
But where my brain goes is like, you have all these brands, these high-end luxury brands like you just listed. To me, it feels like the trickle down of where it goes. Like, it starts in whatever, New York and Milan and Hong Kong and Shanghai, and then you slowly get down into the suburbs, and then but I feel like you're going to say everything is quite new because they just
it's like a different.
They're doing
it's
so
just
well.
like there's like 10 world-class stores, and this is one of them.
But like when you go to like the Prada store in Las Vegas, it's like, here's some shit that like. They don't have like the brand new most current collection.
This is like as good as it gets for a shopping experience. Like, as far as like selection, but it's also very
better than the OVO store.
They don't have any gloves for me, but it's still. But it was just, and it's like they're all like, all the women that work there are like older and dressed really cool and really friendly. And like
everyone's in a really great mood. The sun's always shining.
I mean, there's no masks. Everyone's in a great mood. Everyone drives a G-Wagon.
No mask.
The section in the back where it's like the home section.
Yeah.
It looks like just someone's incredibly cool kitchen. And like the employees like eating lunch back there, like, oh no, don't mind me. I'm just having a soup, you know? So it felt
so
good.
Was your life partner like she didn't want to leave, I'm assuming? Like, you had to drag her out?
We were there for the longer than I needed to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But in general, it's like, I mean, they don't really have men's either, but it's just like, But
you're there for the feeling.
I'm there for the feeling, and I'm there to be like, I'm glad this exists, because it's like, this is what shopping should be like.
Right.
Because what we've dumbed ourselves down to is like, shopping on the internet that feels bad. It doesn't feel good. It serves the purpose, and you get the stuff, and you're happy. But the experience of doing it is not.
There is
pleasurable.
no experience. You get one joy where you see like a box come in, and you're like, "Ooh, is that?"
Well,
right?
I'm having a little bit of a come down from the holiday season because the boxes aren't arriving like they were. Like I come home, I open the door, there's no boxes.
I wish I could say the same, but no, I'm still breaking down cardboard a few hours a week.
Is that just the influencer stuff you're getting?
Partially influencer stuff, and then partially dating a stylist who is just doing a lot of shopping online.
If it was up to me, there'd be one package every day for me.
Do you want all of your mail to just come in one big box every day?
No, it's different. I want the USPS stuff in the box, maybe a rare check, for someone who's still a client who still pays by check. Then, of course, my magazine and newspaper
How long
subscriptions.
Gone, of course, accepts ACH payments.
We accept wires and ACH payments depending on location, of course.
DM me for my Swift routing number if you need it.
You can hit me for the ABA code anytime. So, yeah, my regular mail is one thing, but then there needs to be a UPS, FedEx, DHL level perlator for my Canadian fans out there.
Okay.
I need at least one of those a day if it was up to me.
Just for the dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Just a little morphine drip.
Bro,
we don't need to be hitting the button all day.
You work out in the morning, it's worn off by then.
Yeah.
Maybe you have an afternoon coffee, so you're back up, but you return home, end of day, the coffee's kind of sliding out, boom, package.
It's kind of interesting because it reminds me of being a kid or like a bored suburban 12-year-old where like the only joy that I would get is like the mailman comes and like maybe a magazine that I like is going to arrive or like a package and like, ooh, can I open it? Like
100%. Well, it's like
and then that joy left all through, my teens, 20s, 30s. And now because of the COVID and the this and the that and now when the package arrives, you're like, ooh.
When the pack lands. When I was a teen, though, it was like hardcore stuff. Like you would mail order stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and yeah, like Thrasher and Transworld and Heart Attack would, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but you couldn't, I've gotten mail since I got a P.O. box in high school.
What?
Yeah.
Because you're doing so much hardcore shit?
Yeah.
You didn't want people to know your home address?
Well, you never know. Those, there's a lot of direct action in those times. I don't know if you know. Yeah. We weren't doing any factory farming at the Black House, but if we were, I could have been a target.
I was thinking about this a couple days ago when I was like wearing a puffer jacket, going out to the trash to like break down boxes in like the cold after it had just rained. And I was like, I don't want to complain about... it's like a weird thing because we know a good amount of influencers, much more successful than we are at only at influencing, not anything else.
Oh, definitely not. They're not funny. They're not good looking. They're strictly got big numbers.
But it's just funny to see how people complain about receiving countless free items in the mail every day at their doorstep.
Well, the beauty of it is now you can be like, it's bad for the environment. That's the it's just, this is wasteful.
But I suspect that you don't want it to stop happening. Nobody wants free shit to stop coming to your house.
In a while, because what happens is like every once in a while, it's great. And you can't cut it off. Like you can't, from what I understand at a certain level, once your address is out there, it's just like, all right.
Yeah.
Like this shit's coming.
My sizes, my inseam's already in my email signature. Just bring it.
That's the best part. I forgot about this. Like sneaker guys, like sneaker influencers, put the size in there and
yeah. Saves a step.
Like even by brand sometimes.
I'm an Adidas 18, but I'm a Nike 17.
It's so. Did you know that? By the way, did you know that Uber still does the messenger service?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. It's so good because Dana used to do. We used to do that in New York all the time when it first started. And I was like, this is so genius. Why don't people sell drugs like this? I was like, it's crazy that people don't sell drugs like this. Like,
because
like they don't open. No one, like you put it in no one cares. No one's looking. Uber drivers aren't getting pulled over.
I remember one time I was doing a podcast, actually twice when we were doing Tall Tales way back in the day. 2 different guests Ubered alcohol from their house to my house. Just like we were talking,
is that pre-Drizzly? I guess
this was a long time ago, but like we would have some guy on. He was like, "Yeah, I was just in Oaxaca. I got this like really dope, like I like snuck this mezcal back and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, that's cool. He's like, matter of fact, let me go call my bitch right now. And then like, and then like the Uber pulls up with like 2 bottles of mezcal in this, seat belted to the back of a Toyota Corolla.
It's a great service.
It blew my mind.
I bet it, because I feel like they took it away, but I imagine during COVID, it was like, this is a big money-making opportunity. Let's run it up.
Yeah.
Because I needed a COVID test. And I hit Pia, and Pia was like, done.
And then you're like, I definitely am not going to drive the 15 minutes over to her house.
Well, no, it was just so nice because she was like, "Oh, I'll just messenger it to you, just hand." And I'm like, "Damn, I didn't know this existed."
And they could send you a link, and then you look at it, and you can.
Yeah,
watch
she's
the
such
car.
an angel for doing it. It was like the whole experience took 20 minutes, and it's like in your hand.
That's sick. Bro.
It's so sick.
Enjoy that.
That's the kind of service I deserve and need.
I got tested last week when I was going to Oberg's house. I didn't do it. I didn't really get that Q-tip all the way up in that nose.
Yeah, that's a big old nose. They don't make Q-tips TJ size.
They don't work.
They don't.
With a nose this beautiful?
No, I'm sorry, guys. It's not working.
Don't take. I forgot what I was just about to talk about.
It don't take.
So, what was I just about to talk about? Motherfucker.
Something important, I'm sure. Did you listen to any? So the Weeknd album is terrible. Like, I'm so bummed because the last one is really a classic. This shit is bad. An unnamed source,
too conceptual.
An unnamed person described it as aerobics music, and that is kind of what it is.
David Cho.
It is kind of. It's just like I don't know what the last album was like. Had a similar feeling, but it was like still dark, like his shit. You know what I mean? Like it still felt cool. This just feels like too sugary. It's like too much.
Too sugary.
It's just not good.
It still has darkness to me.
But people are like, it's bad. Like the world is like, nah, we're all set on this.
Yeah, I mean,
you're a hater.
I'm not a fan of The Weeknd to begin with. One way or either way.
You weren't in Toronto when the trilogy came out, bro. It's different.
Yeah, I mean, when the first mixtape came out, it was like all the 14-year-olds in my life are losing it over this. It's like, okay, great,
bro. You don't get it. You know what I mean?
No, I don't get it.
You're not OVO. It's fine.
My brain is too good.
That's because you're TDE. That's the fucking problem. You guys don't get it. You don't get our East Coast swag.
Yo, Kendrick's bars are different. Oh yeah, circling back to that, thank you for that callback. I was watching an Explore page shitty video of like 3 different hip hop people on a podcast debating, and this TDE bro was like, "Yo, I'm just saying, if Fabulous had to, he could out rap 3 Stacks." And I was like, I agree with you. I like that type of shit.
The all hip hop podcasts do is debate who would win a versus now. Like versus has ruined music. Like just like debating who could win a versus. Like that's not real. Like that's not like a judge of anything good.
I think that he like it's more of like maybe the person isn't currently a better rapper than the other person or better anything, but somebody's saying like I recognize the potential in you. Like, Chris, you're not the best podcaster in the world, but the foundation is there for you to get up there.
So you're saying if we started kind of like a versus for podcasters, I could beat Andrew Schultz?
He stepped it up in the last year.
Has he?
I don't know.
I know. That's why I know you don't know. I would, you against some of, I don't know, some Chapo Trap House guy, you could smoke him, TJ.
I would be happy to go toe to toe with any podcaster. No problem. Easy.
We should talk to our agent about getting us a podcast versus deal.
I mean, what do you do in a podcast versus though? Like,
we play our best clips versus each other.
No, yes.
And we're going to win because I got a DJ. We already got a DJ. These guys don't even have DJs.
No, it's like there's a series of challenges. Like when you like the Olympics, like gymnastics. It's like, all right, you got the pommel horse, you got the rings, you got. Mm-hmm. So there's like, all right, round 1, ask. Who's a person that would be a great podcast guest?
I don't. I mean, what do you mean?
Hold on. Just let me think. Don't talk. Don't talk. Ask Jordan Peterson who his guys are.
So it's me. So let's say it's a 4-way. So we're up. Maybe we do it like press conference style. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like How Long Gone is here. Mark Maron is here. Tim Dillon is here. Mm-hmm. Red Scare is here. The guest is in front of us, and it's just like, who are your guys, man? To Jordan Peterson.
Mm-hmm. And then the crowd's like,
the delivery. I mean, Jason's delivery, the timing, the structure. I don't know if you guys can. I don't know if you can compete with that.
And they're like, I didn't like the Red Scare that much, but the sound of the jewel on the microphone was a nice touch.
That's nice. No one else can really pull that off in the same way that they're pulling it off. Yeah, I think that's a great idea and a good money making opportunity.
I think so many podcasters are just lazy at it. They're just lazy. They think they think that they've already done all the work by just me being myself. I used to feel that way.
I mean, I think there's truth to that. To some
what do you
extent.
think LeBron does on the off season, Chris?
He trains. Because much like LeBron, I spend $1 million a year on my body. I know what it's like, and it ain't. It all. Just,
I do too. That ketamine adds up.
It goes back to podcasting. All I'm trying to do is be a better podcaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like getting buff is only going to help me be a better podcaster. Look at Joe Rogan.
Look at
Look at all these.
Punch him in the stomach right now, as hard as you can, bro.
Yeah,
hard as you can. That's another part of the podcaster's challenge. You have to stand there. Kimbo Slice, rest in peace. The ghost of Kimbo comes out, and he just haymaker right into the stomach.
No, you versus Rogan.
Josh is gonna have some trouble with that.
You versus Rogan. I could see a Turkish get up competition that you're gonna lose.
Oh, easily.
But we need to see that for the culture.
Luckily, archery is not one of the podcasters' challenges.
Who's into Kevin Gates is into archery now.
Is he really?
Yeah, Kevin Gates can like kill you with a bow and arrow from 1,000 feet away.
I guess that for some reason makes me like him less. I don't know.
I know. I don't. Yeah, but the versification of
I don't like it when fellas do archery. I only like it when the ladies do.
I think archery. Should we go to one of those? Because we were watching The Good Fight, a great program, and Diane gets into like the axe throwing stuff to relieve stress.
Like goes to an axe throwing bar.
Yeah, but then she gets.
Don't say Diane like it's a thing we all know.
People know Diane, and then she goes and buys like her own set of like crazy, hand milled like Japanese axes to throw.
Shit.
But I'm thinking maybe we need to do
an capital axis.
Yeah, maybe we need to do an offsite activation where we go throw some axes to get some steam off.
I think the axe throwing bar, one of the dumbest things ever created in the
not
history
as dumb.
of man.
Oh, it's dumb, but it's not as dumb as the escape room. The escape room is truly the dregs of society. I want to feel like I'm going to die with my friend. Like, just go play paintball.
How do you feel about haunted house?
Oh, come on. Haunted houses are one of the stupidest things we've ever created as a society.
But haunted house, escape room, the chances of you dying, not that high. I just don't know how legally throwing a murder weapon while doing bullet and sodas all night is hasn't led to at least some maimings or serious wounds.
I'm going to say it probably has, but it's just been...
It's not in the news.
Well, it happens to people that we don't care if they live or they die.
Axe PR has done a great job.
Big Axe has kept it down.
But I mean, it's like literally just like throwing a fucking murder weapon while everyone's getting... I mean, do they restrict how much alcohol you can have? Is it beer? Is it cider only?
I mean, I'm sure I'm sure it's relatively safe. Actually, one of the stupider than that.
Because I mean, you're drunk. Some fucking drum ass drunk. Even just on the back, you're swinging the axe back. Mm-hmm. You hit your friend.
Well, it's probably
you hit Bryce between the eyes.
It's probably a 2-drink minimum, like a comedy club.
I'm out.
And then
I mean 2-drink maximum.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I'm saying it can't be worse than the rooms where you break stuff to let off steam, where it's just like junk in a room and they give you a baseball bat, which is. I'm just happy to say I've never done any of that.
Give me something to break.
Yeah, that's totally the vibe. I saw that on another one of my favorite television programs, Chrisley Knows Best.
God. This is not television.
You're familiar with Chrisley Knows Best, right?
The gay guy that is straight?
He's not gay. He's married and happily with multiple children.
That boy is queer as a football puck, brother.
He's gay as hell.
It don't get gayer than that.
But it's funny to watch because he has.
I could watch Ryan O'Connell getting fucking Eiffel Towered, and I'd still be less gay than just Chrisley Knows best going to fucking
his wife
Walmart.
His wife's a little bit, his wife has a beard energy, but he's got a son.
What's the wife's name?
I don't know. He's got a son.
What's the wife's name?
I really don't know.
Petunia?
No,
Petunia looks the other way for certain parts of my life.
I like it because they're obviously scammers. Like, they're obviously, all of it's fake. And he's gotten like tax fraud. It's like all fake. But he continues to be like this. But the son who used to be like a good looking kind of twink vibe, like Southern guy, now is like puffed out a little bit. And the daughter like dates like baseball players and like hockey players, but she has the Karen haircut. The whole thing is wild.
Do you think that the son is into he's Rob Kardashianing?
No, because he's Southern. So he's like,
how do you get puffy in the South? Because you got
too
puffy.
many bullets and soda.
Oh, okay. So it ain't Xanax.
No, well, it might be little Xanax. He might be mixing the Xanax with the bullet.
Xanax and bullet together makes me feel funny, Papa.
No, but he's definitely a young entrepreneur, but he wears it's just funny because like the clothes are a little tight, and it's like, bro, you're on TV. Like, you got to do better. You can't look this bad on TV, fam.
It don't matter, bro.
He's probably a stick man though. He's probably doing real well for himself.
You know his name?
Chase, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not Todd Chrisley, the patriarch. You're more of a Todd guy.
Was that the grandpa?
No, Todd's the.
Oh, that's gay
Chrisley,
dad?
yeah.
Todd.
But they're from Atlanta, but unfortunately they relocated to Nashville like a lot of people. I miss them.
Why? I thought rich people go to Nashville? That don't make no sense.
No, fuck
Not so much Memphis.
I mean, I was talking to Morby about Memphis and how it's popping.
What, gun violence or
no? How he is thinking that and the world is saying that it could be the next Austin, like boom wise, like for real estate.
Memphis?
Yeah, because it's got like all the crazy music history, which is like very cool. So there's like an industry there, but it's not country. It's like actually good music.
3-6,
and of course,
goes on.
Yeah, for Stax Records, 3-6. And but he was showing me houses on his phone. I'm like, damn, this is fire. There's like, it's like Richmond or something where there's all these amazing like craftsman mid-century houses, and you can buy one for $500,000. It's got 5 bedrooms instead of, what we
for
do.
$500,000.
Yeah.
Just for the ill pad.
For the ill, like done.
Just done. Out the door.
Out the door.
Doesn't need a lick of paint on it.
Doesn't need a lick of paint. Maybe, but because
and that's pretty low considering that a kilo is only 10.
I know.
In Memphis.
When you think about that, it's kind of crazy, and that's not even considering inflation. So, but yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I don't like that. In the last year, like our whole lives have been just like, these are the cities, and this is what's happening in the cities. And in the last year, we always have to hear about what the new city is going to be. What's up with that?
Well, it's because everybody.
Is that a sign of imminent doom?
No, it's a sign that losers want to live places that aren't New York and LA. And there's other cities that are fine.
So losers have opened their eyes and they've given up on trying to all live.
No, losers want to make money on real estate now because that is like cooler than actually being cool to someone.
But if you're a loser, you shouldn't be able to be in the real estate game.
No, that's not true.
But you can if you're playing in outside of LA and New York.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You can be a rich person if you go if you make $1 million in LA or New York, you're like lower middle class.
Yeah.
If you make $1 million in Memphis, you're rich.
Yeah.
You're living good. You got a 5-bedroom house, you got 2 cars, you're going vacations.
It's been like that since the dawn of time.
I know, but I think that the COVID-19 pandemic has reminded people of the reality that like there are other places and like people want space and other dumb shit. Like, I don't know, like fucking loser shit.
That's why I got a Jeep Wrangler. I got the ranch in Temecula. Shout out to Peace and Quiet.
I mean, the ranch in Temecula looks fucking fire. I mean, I think stuff like that is really nice to do. I just couldn't do it all the time. That's the thing. Like,
people can though.
Renovating a beautiful ranch and like making it home and having a pool and the whole fucking thing. It's sick. It's amazing.
So is it an awakening, or is it like whatever the opposite of an awakening?
No,
is it awakening, or is it just giving up and be like, you know what? I'm like 40 years old. I hate my life. I have a stupid job. I have 2 kids that suck dick. I'm not going to get rich in Los Angeles. I can't afford a private school. I'm just going to give up on my script writing dreams and move to Fresno.
I don't think it's giving up for a lot of people. I think it's like,
or is it like, I don't have to do this anymore?
I don't have to do. I don't have to suffer.
I hate Austin, but I'm not going to be like, you're exchanging different types of happiness.
Yeah.
Like a part of you is for sure dying. It's like, yes, I'm happy now. I have great real estate. I have a yard where the kids can run around. I can afford to have a car and health insurance, and it's all good. But then that part of your brain, that part of your heart and your spirit, you have to put that 6 feet underground.
But I think people get to that point and it's not, they don't feel like that. I don't think they feel like, I think we're talking about it philosophically from a bird's eye view as that, but I think when you get to that,
because we made it.
But I think when you get to that point, you don't actually think that. I think you're like, this is just better. Why would I not do it? Like, I don't, you know what I mean?
You have to consider at some point, unless you were born in Manhattan or in West Hollywood or Beverly Hills, like if you grew up in Tacoma and you saved up all your money to go get famous in New York or LA, and you finally have to kill that dream, that's detrimental to your mental health. It's tough.
I mean, to some extent,
even if you lie to yourself, lie to your friends and family,
I would agree.
It's still like.
But we were down in Newport.
I have a little.
We were down in Newport yesterday. It's like, this is nicer than LA and just as boring. You know what I mean? But it's just an hour from anything I want to do or see in my mind. But the reality is, like, is it? Like, they have all the same shit here. It's just like, there's not the cool restaurants and my friends, but it's the same. You're going to live in California. You're going to live the same lifestyle.
Well, I disagree as somebody who grew up in Orange County, not in Newport and not with any money or any richness, but
to be fair, that does make a big difference.
It does make a big difference.
Yeah.
There are also poor people in LA, I learned when I moved up
No.
here. But you know, you're exchanging, like, you can, it's just as boring, it's just as exciting in LA or New York, but in Orange County, after a while, the lack of culture, lack of racial diversity,
all that,
it beats down on you, and you either succumb to it or you embrace it.
No, I think that's true. I know what you mean, but I'm saying, like, on a daily basis, what I do in LA, I could do anywhere because there's nothing going on.
That's true.
I go see a trainer. I go to a grocery store. I work in front of a computer, and then maybe I go to a infrared sauna or I play tennis, and then I go to another grocery store for dinner.
Yeah, but the difference is you don't have a problem running into other people of the world, different racial backgrounds.
Sure.
Whereas
so you're saying
people in Orange County actively pursue a life there because it will bum them out if they have to see a black person or a Mexican person who isn't mowing their lawn. No, those are people who are like, I would like my life better if I didn't have to see non-whites.
I think
it's sort of the vibe down there.
I mean, for sure, that's definitely the vibe down there. I mean, you can see it, but I'm not saying I could never do it. I just think that when you think about what you do on a daily basis at this point in LA,
no, it's true.
I could live in Santa Monica, and it's like going to be the same shit. I could live like I want to live.
But you couldn't live in Austin,
no,
or could you?
No.
Okay, so where does like Newport Beach, Orange County? That's about it. Like, could you do Santa Barbara?
Oh yeah, okay. Never been there, but I could definitely do it.
So as long as there's a good gym, access to healthy food, and a movie theater.
No,
you don't need a movie theater.
I don't need a movie theater. I need a personal trainer.
So it's just fitness and health food.
What else is there in LA? There's nothing else to do here. It's cultureless. There really isn't anything to do. That's why New York is.
Well, for us.
Yeah, for us. But I'm saying, like,
we're 40-year-old people who have already done everything.
All I can do is go to a new restaurant. That's like the most exciting thing that happens in LA, or go to a restaurant.
Yeah, but
hang out with friends is obviously the only thing that really matters.
Like art, music,
but
there's furniture, no art, but we're never gonna go to an art show or a concert.
Tried to go to Hauser and Wirth yesterday, and there, of course, because they're cucked, they're letting one person at a time, and there's a fucking line down the block.
Dear God.
But you go to New York, you get all that, and then you come back and you fucking go see your trainer and go to the grocery store. That's all people do here. There's nothing to do here. That's why shopping for groceries is considered an activity here, because there's nothing to do. It's crazy though. Think like it is considered an activity, and it's something that you've lived here so long that I think you don't and I think you like it, and I obviously like it too.
Huge part of my life.
But it's just the reality is like there's nothing to do, and it's nice outside, so no one really cares. When it was raining for a week, suicidal. Like when you can't be outside and the sun isn't out, it's like, oh, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like there's literally nothing to do. You can't go on a hike. You can't take your convertible out. You can't do anything.
You can't even just like, I'm just going to go read a book in the backyard.
Yeah.
One of the like rare things you can do compared to
the dependence on sunshine is truly a make or break factor of residing in LA.
And luckily we have mostly sunshine.
Well, yeah, for sure. And I love it. I'm just saying, like, I think that's the fact of the situation is that's what you do here. Like,
I think that's the longest running theme or problem we've tried to solve on this podcast is like, where's the best place to live?
No, I mean,
just in the world.
But there's no answer. That's the problem.
That is the answer. And there is a problem, and that's why we're never going to give up being vigilant.
No, and I'll tell you where it's not.
Trying to find the sickest fucking place to fucking live.
It's not upstate. It's not Austin. I'm sure about those two things. I'm open to other ideas. Charleston, South Carolina, baby. I'm telling you.
Fuck no.
When I get a nice big house on Rainbow Row. Down there looking at the ocean, going to eat my oysters.
Once you finally do that, will you give up on social media?
Fuck no. I'll be the coolest guy in Charleston, South Carolina.
I don't know. I don't think you should have social media once you do that. I think it's just...
This could happen in the next 10 years. So.
Financial Times and Saucony's is the only thing that you're doing.
Saucony's, bitch, don't go. That's too far.
Brooks?
No.
Come on.
No. You know my loyalty here. They allow... I'm Under Armour, of course. South Carolina, you got to fit in.
But I think when you're down there, like, Twitter, that's for fucking gays, man. I don't do that shit.
No, bro. I'm telling you, I think that the world is a very... I mean, we went there. It's like, that to me is no different than being here on most days.
Oh, dear God.
I mean, the weather's different, but the reality is, like, there's cool restaurants. Like...
They're not cool.
But they're good, whether they're cool or not. But like, are these restaurants here actually cool, or are they good? You know what I mean? Cool and good are not the same thing.
You're telling me,
it's
brother.
tough. The point of this is though, I love to fantasize, but
did I take an edible or did Chris?
The only place I'm ever going to live are New York and LA. That's the reality. But I like to talk about it.
Well, once the How Long Gone conglomerate, once the voiceover work kind of picks up, Q3, get that Minion money.
No, we're going to invest.
We'll get some.
No, we're going to invest in a How Long Gone property. We're going to Palm Springs for the How Long Gone estate.
How Long Gone timeshare.
Except the only people that are sharing it are me and you.
Exactly.
But you cannot rent this. Because the podcast studio is there's valuable stuff in there.
Arca will make a mess if she...
Yeah, you cannot rent this out to make your album. Okay, guys? Don't get any ideas. Yeah, I think if we invest some of our riches into a How Long Gone estate somewhere, that's a good idea for us.
Oh, yeah. That's not a bad idea.
It's not.
Because I've heard real estate's a good investment.
I've heard that too. I kind of want to not believe it, but I do keep hearing that, so I guess it's either that or crypto, so it's your funeral, bitch.
All right, Chris. Do you have any announcements? Anything going on this week? What's going on?
No, just more podcasting. Just making it happen, baby. That's it.
I guess that is it.
That's it. I'm just happy to be alive.
What are you doing for the rest of the day?
Not much.
Not much.
No, I'm actually going to see friend of the show Andrews, catch up with him.
Oh, send my love.
I will.
We got to figure out a lunch plan. Me and Bay, not you.
Where were you going to go?
I was going to go to Breadhead, but it temporarily closed down.
Bro, honestly, everything is so fucked.
Go get the Breadhead BLT whenever it opens.
Everything is so fucked. Oh, sorry, we're closed. Oh, shit, no, we changed our hours. Update that shit on Google Maps.
Look, this is a thing this is a tip for all of you old people. You and my life partner. I looked on Google, the website that they updated 7 years ago, and it says they're open right now.
Okay, I know. Check Instagram. I got it.
Check Instagram.
I got it. Thank you for that. Thank you for that important update.
Then why don't you do that?
Shut up.
Don't complain about it. Just do it.
I'm done.
Everyone,
I'm done.
Everyone, they look on their story. Here's our story. Here's our specials that we're running.
I'm not looking
We
at
have our hamachi collar and yuzu. It's
I don't
20.
want to look at restaurant Instagram. I hate food pictures. You know that.
I don't want to look at it either. But
Well, you seem to like it a lot. You're capping for it.
it's easier for the front of house shorty to post on the stories like we're finna be closed at 3 today instead of I need to log into my Salesforce account to update the Google thing.
Front of house.
It'll update in 48 hours.
Front of house shorty is a really good. That should be like a group name.
I feel like I've mentioned front.
You have. No, I'm saying it's stuck with me. All right, let's go. How long gone? We will see you on Wednesday.
Bye bye.